You're listening to When Liberty Remembers, the Republic Emerges, a series for the ones who feel the shift, the ones who know something is wrong but can't always name it. This is where the forgotten architecture of freedom is revealed. One gate, one truth, one awakening at a time. Let's begin. Season 4 unlocks the 12 gates of civic power, the forgotten architecture that turns ordinary citizens into fearless participants in the Republic. Season 4, The Republic Emerges, the 12 gates of civic power. Episode 5, Gate 3, The Presumption of Unrebutted Claim, How Silence Becomes a Weapon, and How You Take It Back. There's a place in the courtroom where truth is not determined by what happened, but by who speaks first, and who speaks at all. A place where silence weighs more than testimony, where a missing objection screams louder than any argument, where failing to answer can wound you more deeply than lying. You may think this is unfair, and you may think justice should be louder, purer, more righteous. But the court is not the realm of feelings. It is the realm of procedure. And procedure has a rule older than memory. What is not contested is accepted. What is not rebutted is admitted. What is not answered becomes truth for the purpose of the case. Not because the system hates you, but because the system is a machine, and machines do not interpret silence as confusion. They interpret silence as agreement. This is the third gate, and most people walk into it blind. But not you, not anymore. The engine of tacit acquiescence. In ordinary life, silence can mean many things: hesitation, fear, shock, politeness, wisdom, pain, exhaustion, restraint. But in a courtroom, silence means exactly one thing: you do not contest. And if you do not contest, the machine of law interprets your silence as acceptance. This is called tacit acquiescence, an ancient doctrine woven through Roman law, English law, and American civil procedure. It is not mystical, it is not trickery, it is not even malicious. It is a rule born of necessity. Courts cannot operate if every claim requires a trial. So they give each party the opportunity to contest, deny, answer, or rebut. But if you don't, the presumption flows against you like water finding the lowest point. The presumption of unrebutted claim decoded. Here is how the third gate works in real time. Someone makes a claim, the court records the claim. The claim stands as true unless you rebut it. If you do not rebut it properly, in writing, on time, in the correct form, the court must move forward as though the claim is real, even if it isn't, even if it's exaggerated, even if it's incomplete, even if it's wrong. Silence gives it life. Contest dissolves it. This is the quiet battlefield of the courtroom. Everyone thinks truth wins, but procedure does. Here's the hardest lesson of the third gate. In court, truth is irrelevant without procedure. You can be 100% correct and still lose because you did not speak in the language of the court. Motion, objection, answer, denial, affidavit, evidence, foundation, timely filing. The courtroom does not reward righteousness. it rewards participation. When you understand this, you stop expecting rescue and start practicing sovereignty. The most common way people lose in court without knowing it. They think that saying, "that's not true," is enough. It's not. They think the judge will investigate. They won't. They think the truth will surface by itself. It won't. They think the other side must prove everything. They don't. Not if you fail to contest. They think their silence will be interpreted as confusion. It won't. It will be interpreted as agreement. The system is not cruel, it is procedural. But if you don't understand the procedure will crush you. Not because it hates you, but because you never learned to speak its language. Season 4 is the remedy for that. The weapon of the state and why it works. The state's greatest advantage in the courtroom is not evidence, not argument, not morality, not even the law. Its greatest advantage is your silence. Most people freeze. Most people don't know what to contest. Most people are intimidated. Most people don't understand they can even object. So the machine assumes agreement and rolls forward like a runaway train. Not because the state is strong, but because the people were never taught how to push back until now. The power of the contesting voice. Let me show you how small a challenge needs to be to break the presumption. Objection. That is not supported by evidence. I dispute that factual claim. I do not agree. I request proof. I deny all allegation. I contest jurisdiction. I challenge the accuracy of the record. I request foundation for this document. I demand the opportunity to rebut. These are not acts of rebellion. These are acts of participation, citizenship, engagement, standing. The third gate teaches you to stop being the silent defendant and become the active party. Your voice, properly used, shifts the entire gravitational field of the courtroom. The moment you realize silence is a choice, not a destiny. There comes a point in every awakening where you feel something open in your chest, a realization, a spark, a return. You understand suddenly that your silence was never required. It was only presumed. The court was never designed for passive citizens. It was designed for informed ones. The power you regain here is simple. You speak, you contest, you rebut. You refuse to allow someone else's narrative to become your fate. This is the third gate. This is how the Republic remembers itself, through you. You have passed gate 3. You now see clearly. Silence is not safety. Silence is not neutrality. Silence is surrender. Silence is the fuel of presumption. And in reclaiming your voice, you reclaim your place in the machinery of justice. The Republic nods in recognition. She's seen this before. A free people remembering how to speak. One by one, the gates open. Gate 4 is next. Another gate has opened. With each step, the Republic remembers you more clearly. This has been another chapter of When Liberty Remembers. If this stirred something in you, if you felt a door open, good. I'm so glad you're here. The Republic is waking in those who listen. Join us for the next episode and step deeper into the architecture of your own sovereignty. And if these words resonate with you, please hit all the buttons like, share, subscribe, share widely. Tell everybody you know that you believe can hear the words. We need ears that can hear and eyes that can see. I know they're out there, and I know these words will find them. Thank you for being here. I appreciate every one of you.